We started on a quarter system really as a trimester, then we added one more quarter, which is in the summertime, which made a full quarter system, which we'll have in operation next year. We've had the trimester, or 3 quarters, 3 of the 4 quarters in operation now for, this is the 3rd year. The reason we went into it was for several reasons. Number one, teachers wanted to have fewer pupils so they could individualize instruction. And by going to trimester, the teachers now teach between 80 and 90 pupils 2 of the 3 semesters, and between 110 and 120 the 3rd semester. A second request was that teachers have more time to be involved with pupils in their learning. Rather than 55-minute periods, you have so much time getting started and so much time getting at the end of the period that they wanted more time free from interruption. So we developed an hour and 20-minute period. And this gives more time to devote to instruction. The teachers also want to make more money. And as a result, by teaching an additional quarter, if they elect to do this, then they can make salary working for a 4th semester, so to speak. Well, these were the 3 factors that we took into account, plus the fact it's more economical to operate this type of a system. And as a matter of fact, through this, plus a number of other ways that we have been able to reduce some of our expenses and improve instruction, at least all of our evaluations prove that instruction is improving, that we're saving some money too, and we're going to be able to give our teachers a rather substantial pay raise this year, this coming fall, as much as we'll be allowed to under the wage and hour laws. And at this same time, we think that we have improved instruction and we have met the requirements of the teachers. By the extended period, we might say, it has an extended school day. We have not only increased our opportunities to utilize our facilities, which simply means the school building now will contain about 25% more pupils during those regular 3 terms than they used to. And when you add the 4th term, you now add another percentage-wise how many children elect to go in the summertime. So school buildings that used to contain about 2,100 pupils now are containing about 3,000. So it saves on a building program. We do not plan to have a building program in the next 2 or 3 years now. For the simple reason we don't need them.
Does the student have the option to go to school all 4 quarters if he so desires?
No, he will only be able to go 3 of the 4 quarters. There are a lot of people misunderstand the point you have just, the question you have just made will raise the point that's interesting to a lot of people. We do not plan for children to go to school the full year. They will go 3 of the 4 quarters. Now, they'll still be going the same 180 days that they've always gone, but they may not always be from September until June. They might skip the winter session or the spring session or the fall session. Of course, everyone's been missing the summer session except for makeup work. Truth of the matter is, if the state would let us have funds for any child who even goes in the summer for makeup work, it would be to their advantage, because simple reason, they have to pay for a child going to school. They just make them go, instead of going 12 years, a child go 13 years perhaps to make up the work in an additional year. With this system, if they'll just pay for children who go to school and keep them in school, they still won't go more than the 12 or 13 years they ever went, but we might keep it concentrated where they could graduate at an earlier time if they're failing some of the work. So statewide, it wouldn't cost any more money. Locally, it wouldn't cost. As a matter of fact, it'd be a saving to the local taxpayers, because you wouldn't have these people wandering loose and not getting an education. A city is really a poor city that has a large number of dropouts. In the last 6 years, we've reduced our dropout rate from 40% to 20%. And we think that it's because we're able to give programs that meet the pupils' needs.